What's up everyone? Today we're reviewing the New Balance Fresh Foam times Kaiha Road or something along those lines. I've been testing it for a couple of days, but this is still very much a first impressions review. So I'll be giving you the pros, the cons, and the in-betweens of my experience so far with the shoe. Starting with the biggest pro that I could think of for this shoe is the fact that it's a great design for a running shoe. This is a running shoe through and through. It doesn't get more running shoe than this. Those are the best ways that I can put it. The overall design, the overall fit, the heel drop on the midsole. Like, I want you to look at this heel drop. This is a very interesting heel drop. It definitely makes you taller, a couple inches taller. There's definitely a rocking motion. Like when you step, you can feel most of the shoe tilting you towards the front, you know, pushing for that forefoot strike. And that's the biggest pro, is that it is labeled as a running shoe, and it is a running shoe through and through. With that does come a con if you're looking for a shoe that works for other stuff. Because if you're looking for a shoe that can be a running shoe but also a gym shoe, also a casual lifestyle shoe, this is unfortunately not it. The reason being is that it's so good at being a running shoe that it's just not good at being anything else. The gym, HIIT workouts, even walking. I want to be very honest and transparent with the walking, because I actually broke these in with a long walk and it was just weird. It was a weird experience. When I walk, and again, this obviously depends on your experience too, but when I walk, I hit heel first and then do that. Doing that with the shoe was really hard, because the shoe's not designed to do that. The shoe's designed to lace it up, warm up a little bit with it, and then you immediately hit the ground running, quite literally. I tested it for the gym as well, and I nearly I felt something pulling my knee after trying a couple squats, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And part of that issue with the gym, and I think that's my next point, and this one's actually an in-between, the midsole itself. It's taller, so it can throw you off when you're at the gym trying to do those, you know, squats, lunges, those exercises that require your foot to be A, stable, and B, just solid against the ground, flat against the ground. This shoe doesn't do that because of the curvature, because again, it pushes you to lean your stride and your overall stance forward. With that said too, you see this little bit of a curvature here. It's really hard to tell on camera. I really wish there was a better angle to tell you, but there's a curvature right here, and it's not just the midsole, it's the actual entire shape of the shoe. You can see the way that it kind of curves on the medial side of the shoe. That naturally pushes, or at least for me, again, this is just talking from my experience, of course, but at least with the way that my legs and my feet are kind of designed, I guess, so the way that my legs are, your stance, your pronation towards the lateral side because of this curvature. So quick update on this, I'm editing the video. The shoe's designed to have a neutral support according to New Balance. For me, my legs, I think they naturally, I don't know, I don't know, because I haven't tested. I don't know if I naturally supinate or pronate. The shoes are meant to keep you basically straight, keep your foot straight. But for me, they kind of push me to supinate, so lean towards the lateral side, the outside of your body. But that's what I was referring to here, because I didn't want to confuse you guys. It seemed like I went on a bit of a tangent there about pronation, and it wasn't pronation, it was supination. So I just wanted to make that clear. All right, let's get back to the video. Now, the reason why I said that the midsole is an in-between is because this is actually a very good midsole. Its cushion is responsive. It's not as stable. It's not as stable as I wish it would be. But part of it is because it's a very soft midsole. Like, it's not a firm foam by any means. This Fresh Foam by New Balance, I was not familiar with how natural and how springy it truly felt. Like, this is springy. The moment you put them on, I couldn't tell when I was walking, but the moment I put them on for running and I started going those first couple of strides, I could just tell this thing is bouncy. This thing really propels you off of the ground and provides a lot of that energy return, a lot of that impact reduction, a lot of that cushioning. And it appears to be a dual density foam, with this one being even slightly softer, this little line over here. I think that also helped a lot with, you know, providing comfort on the inside of the shoe, like right below the insole. Another con though would be, I don't want to say the overall fit, because I thought that the fit here, like the overall fit was decent. The problem is that these become very tight around this area, and obviously you can mess with the laces, do whatever. I messed with them, adjusted them, and it just, even with thinner socks, like the first time I wore them, I was wearing a little bit thicker socks than The next day when I ran with them, I was wearing thinner socks. Even then, you can still feel a little bit of pressure. Now, I gotta be transparent too and say that eventually you just kind of stop noticing it, but it's definitely there. And if it's something that you're not a fan of, like you want to have a shoe that just fits you, doesn't really bother anywhere, especially in this area of the shoe, then maybe that's something to consider, right? The collar area, it's also a little bit loose. When you first put them on, or when I first put them on, there was definitely a little bit of space, a little bit of wiggle room here. So I tried them out walking with them like that, and it was all right, it worked. But for running, I actually ended up lacing up the second hoop to try and adjust it a little bit more, and it did work, but it was still a little loose. It was still a little open, still a little, you didn't feel like it was truly secure to your ankle. Nonetheless, I thought that the running experience was still great, as I've mentioned it a couple times already. Another pro, actually, I really want to give a shout out to this colorway. I love this colorway. The moment I saw them online, I just knew I had to go with this red. It's like crimson red, maroon tone, like tone, like off-white midsole, the little hint of blue on the outsole, and the tongue as well for the blue. And then finally, I mean, the outsole, I'm gonna put it in between. It's not really an outsole, it's more of a small layer of material right below the midsole, as you can see. But ultimately, I'm not gonna complain too much about it. It's an in-between for sure, just because the traction was fine. I tested it on gravel, I tested it a day after like a rainy day, and it felt fine. I do have to mention though that part of that positive experience with traction had to do a lot with the midsole too, with what I was talking about with it being very cushioning and helping with the impact reduction. At times it felt like as you stepped on the ground, you know, the foam cushioned onto the outsole and just helped, like it helped settle the stride a little bit more on the ground. As you're stepping, it was cushioning here and like helping ground that stride. And now to answer whether or not it's worth the price, this shoe retails for $100 US, but I was able to find it on Amazon for $80. And I think that price is very much worth it for this shoe if you only need it for running. Like if you're looking for a daily trainer that's able to handle, honestly, long runs, short runs, and even, I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't mind running a 5K or a 10K on these. I think the little concerns around the fit and whatnot, if you can get past those, I think it's very much A, worth the price, and B, very good for, you know, different types of runs and different types of, it's just very versatile. Versatile, that word always trips me up. Even at the $100 price point, I think it's worth it. But if you can find it on a deal, obviously, you know, it never hurts to get it for a little bit cheaper.